Pickaxe.
Our patrons have already listened to this episode. Yes, every single member of our Patreon over at patreon.com/castparty now gets early access to Nocturne and Campaign 2 episodes. So you can listen 5 days early and get all of the secrets before anyone else. Head on over to patreon.com/castparty, start your free trial today, and take a look at all the exclusive bonus goodies that you can get, all while getting access to the newest episodes of Cast Party. Patreon.com/castparty. Enjoy the episode, cast and crew, and good luck. Welcome, cast and crew, back to Nocturne, a Curse of Strahd Tale. My name is Ryan McManus, and I will be your director for today. You can find me running the Cast Party socials at Cast Party D&D or on my personals at Ryan.McManus. And I am joined today by my lovely cast and crew who just found a cart, and some of them are kind of mad about it. We have Vince.
I'm gonna be playing Theren, the man of hope seeking retribution. You could find me at Dr. Stoice on whatever. It's like Blastoise, but without the bleh.
Followed by Christian.
Hi, you might know me as Captain Carlson, where you can find me on all of my socials. That's CPT Carlson on TikTok and Captain.Carlson on Instagram. And now, CPT Carlson on Twitch, because I'm expanding. We're diversifying.
Hey.
We're getting fancy, but I play Tannis, a chain forged in blood.
MA.
Zielle, who's here to slay in all meanings of the word. I'm May LaFay on all meanings of social media.
And back for his second intro, I'm just going to count intros from here on out. We have Jose!
How's it going, everyone? Jose here. You can find me at DMJoseG on other socials and such like that. And I will be playing Alizzato, the best beard in Vallaki, or another soul wandering in perpetuity. And we wrote it down, and I totally didn't look for that little intro saved in our chat just right now.
It is poem time.
Read us a story, won't you, Ryan?
Diving headfirst into the Blue Water Inn, you grabbed a table and drinks while meeting some new friends. Danica, the owner, and her dearest husband, Erwin, and Tannis' new favorite human, Ricky, who he immediately confronted. Rictavio said he was part dragon, and Tannis would have none of that. Allie intervened, in hopes that Ricky might have y'all's back. You all began to converse, but before Rictavio snuck out the back, but not before being handed a very large raw meat slab. Zielle took note and decided she'd follow suit, but I genuinely don't know how she rolled a 16 stealth with disadvantage to somehow beat this master sleuth. She followed through the streets to the vacant stockyard where Rictavio snuck to the edge before his carriage he did knock hard. You heard a lunge, a growl, and the ripping of flesh before Rictavio walked back into sight, and towards you he progressed. Zielle rushed right up, asking about his fire fit, while the boys swiftly followed, dumb, dim, and dimwit.
Ow, which one am I?
For Alizzato used a tracking spell on Zielle's gold hoop earring. They were hot on the trail before finding them calmly conversing. Ricky walked and talked with Zielle as they met back up with the boys. Where's the fucking steak? They surely did annoy. You all made your peace and headed back to the inn. Plopping down with more drinks, you had a to-do list to begin. The bones are gone, St. Andrew's is fucked, but a monkey awaits that you're going to abduct. Or maybe that's the toy maker. I can literally never follow your plans. But I do know what's next. Will surely cause you to throw hands. For Theren and Ollie snuck out to check on Ricky's snarling cart, while Zielle and Tannis stayed back to figure out how they could do their part. Theren and Ollie arrived to find the colorful remains of paint. And now I feel that they think Ricky ain't no saint. For the dried blood on the car is surely discomforting, but as they read the faded lettering on the side, May herself was suffering. For Zielle stayed back, but May realized her blunder, as Theren and Ollie read Rictavio's Carnival of Wonders.
So, do we just walk up to it or what? Just knock on the door?
As a raven, I just kind of caw at you. Ah!
Sounds good. I'll walk up to the cart, take like the butt end of my sword and just kind of hit it on the side of the wall.
When you make that first impact, you start to hear a low but growing snarling, though you've disrupted something's sleep. No motion, but the noise is getting progressively louder with each knock from your sword.
Well, that's interesting. You got any way of seeing in there, buddy?
Can I fly above the cart and see if there's anything sort of like on the roof of the cart, any grates or anything that can sort of let you see inside, or if it's completely boarded with no way of seeing inside?
While he's doing that, I'd like to just walk around it as well to see if there's any, like he said, like any sort of grates or holes, any sort of access into it, or doors as well.
Theren, as you are doing your walk around, actually, let's do investigation checks from both of y'all.
DM, if I am intoxicated, would you like me to take that into consideration? Would you like me to roll with disadvantage?
Man, you have had quite a bit.
No, don't drink and fly.
Ollie.
I almost forgot about me.
First, Alizzato, we're going to do an athletics check for flying as a drunken bird.
Let's go. Okay, here we go. At disadvantage, right?
Oh, how many have you had?
Oh,
Too much?
So many.
Yeah,
So
I
many.
A lot.
a
lot.
Yeah. It was an unhealthy amount.
Yeah, it's going to be disadvantage.
It's a 7 and a 16, so it'll be an 8.
Oh, no.
Starting off hot.
Ollie, as you lift off of Theren's sword, you start to twirl a little bit too much and spiral in the air as your wings are trying to get the wind beneath them to at least take flight. You don't get too much in the air before you plummet right down and you have to catch yourself on the top of the cart. You couldn't quite take off, though your feet are planted promptly on top of the cart, while Theren continues his walk around.
If I'm on the roof, can I just shimmy and walk my way on the top of the roof of this cart and see if there's any openings or like a nice little sky window that I can Raven just smash my face into?
Yes, you can. You're doing the crow hops.
Yeah, but they're not eloquent. They're just very much like fumble and stumble.
Each one could be your last.
Yeah.
This is very important. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
Hey, it's a 7.
Alizzato, as you are hopping your way back and forth across this cart, the roof isn't too big. It's about 8 by 8, enough for Rictavio, his belongings, and what you can assume to be a horse pulling them. Alizzato, as you're hopping around, one of your feet, your little crow talons, slips through a 1 by 1 foot hole into the cart. And as you try to catch yourself, you look down upon something that you've probably never seen before. A monstrous figure on all fours, watching just where Theren's sword was bashing at the cart. Though this figure is striped, some not visible, under half plate mail that is fitted to this beast. As it begins to snarl and take a crouching stance, waiting for the door to open, the orange and black barely faded in this dark carriage. As you're able to catch your footing, you do not fall in, but the beast takes notice of you.
Okay.
Alizzato, I do need to know your Raven armor class.
Oh, that's a solid 12, baby. You should look at my hit points too.
Well, we're gonna know that in just a second.
Shit.
Alizzato, as your talon foot slips in, the nail scrapes on the siding of this opening in the ceiling of this carriage. The beast's eyes quickly dart upward towards the hole and lunge for you, making a large claw attack with enormous paws. But as this beast turns to you, you not only see this fitted half plate, you see 2 large fangs extending down, that of a saber-toothed tiger. As the claw comes, grabs your foot before you're able to properly get your talon back out, and you're going to be taking 16 slashing damage.
Okay, well, I have 1 hit point as a Raven, so I revert back to my normal form, and then I take 15 out of my own personal hit point.
That'll be 15 Alizzato damage.
But, okay, all right.
This is really going well, I think.
Theren, as you are banging, you hear the snarling and then a roar as if this beast just lunged to attack. And on top of the cart, you now see Alizzato's form hanging off the side. What once was a raven is now a large ginger man.
All right, well,
Birdman, what did you do?
nothing, just nothing to see here, but there is something quite menacing in here that perhaps we wouldn't. Oh man, I'm bleeding now. Okay, that's not good.
Yeah, maybe come down.
Stand up on the cart, put my arms out to Theren, and I'll go, it's quite all right. We just want to be a little quiet, that's all. Seems a little dangerous. I'm gonna get myself down now. I'm gonna actually just jump from the top of the cart back down to the ground.
Theren, as Alizzato jumps, you hear the growling just slowly come to a halt, and the silence is almost eerie, as if something is waiting to hunt you.
What was that?
Well, long teeth, interesting color patterns. Definitely not a friendly pet, but a pet nonetheless. Don't know if this belongs to Rictavio or something, but it's definitely not. And you see that I'm just kind of clutching my chest where I'm just still bleeding from, and I go, but it's quite all right. And I'm gonna cast Healing Word on myself. Just for the hell of this, I'll just also cast Resistance as a cantrip. The target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to a saving throw of its choice. It can roll the die before making the saving throw. So then I'll look at Theren and I get real close and I go, whatever that thing is in there, it doesn't want to play nice.
And you think it's some sort of pet? Why would somebody keep a pet like that? We can't have something as dangerous as that in this town.
Oh, there are far more dangerous things in this town than this thing, but I will say I'm still very surprised at this creature, yet I find myself quite fascinated. And I turn around to the cart, and I'll just turn back to Theren and I go, I'm at a loss. I don't know if it's the drink that has me a bit confused, but I don't know what kind of purpose a creature like this would hold in Rictavio's keeping. I'm not too sure.
Well, if you'd like a better look, we could take care of it. And I'll just lift up my sword a little bit more. We could solve multiple problems at once.
Likes to play a dangerous game, this one. However, I would like to, perhaps, as many nobles like to do, reconvene and strategize, perhaps. You know, you are now my responsibility, but you are also part of another group. If we both die, hey, look, for me it would be a welcomed event, but if you died, it would be heavy on my soul.
I do appreciate the sentiment, but at the same time, look at it. It hasn't gotten out yet. We can do whatever we want. I don't think we're going to get hurt. If you stay far away enough from it, I think,
I'll take one of my leaves, and I just kind of like run it through my hands, and it becomes a thorned whip. Ooh, I like the sound of this, Theren. But look, and look at me. And as I'm walking to you, I'm stumbling slightly. If you believe we can do this together, I would like very much to tempt the fates tonight, my friend.
All you see is Theron's eyes just glow a little bit brighter and a little smirk appears on his face.
Theren, I still would like an investigation check from you.
14.
You do notice a lock on the door. The entire cart is boarded up. The only entrance that you would be able to think of would be potentially the one that Alizzato found on top, though Alizzato would be able to inform you that it was a 1x1 square, almost like a vent at the top. The only way in seems to be the door, which is locked with a lock set inside the door.
What does the integrity of the door look like along with the lock?
The door itself seems a little reinforced, like it's been worked on previously.
Now, Theren, up above, there is a small, 1x1 opening, where if we want to unleash some serious damage, I'm sure we can really set this thing ablaze. However, I think perhaps right now, we are at a slight advantage. If it wanted to break out, it possibly could have. Who knows how long this thing has been out here. So perhaps we are better off trying to understand it maybe perhaps we can find Rictavio and I can have words with him. Speak to him in regards to this creature.
He clearly doesn't want us to know about this. Why would he not have brought it up before? We asked him about the meat, did we not?
Alizzato, can you give me just a straight intelligence check?
That is a 6.
The only thing I'm going to tell you, Ali, is Rictavio has been here for a month.
Right. Look, now, Rictavio is a wonderful storyteller and purveyor of great company, but there is a chance that he could be, for lack of better words, lying to us about the purpose of the meat and what he uses it for his travels.
It's clear as day our answer is right here. How could you say could be?
Because I don't know why exactly or what he would gain from unleashing this here, especially with all of the people of high importance in this town. And that's what kind of scares me above all. The reason for his arrival is unknown to me. We could kill him.
We could, but we don't know if he's more dangerous than this.
Perhaps. Or we could instill upon him some divine justice and afterwards see if he would relinquish any information about what this creature is or what he intends to do with it. I think because it is...
Or we could send a message.
Yeah, there's a bit of a ferocity that comes over me. I do like sending messages. The wind carries messages all over.
Then let the wind blow.
I don't want to be too rash. Look, Theren, I like the energy. I am very close to meeting another fate, but perhaps let's head back to the Blue Water Inn if this individual, Rictavio, if that is what he calls himself, if even that is his true name, which would break my heart, we could have the upper hand and strike him as he sleeps. And that's the other thing, perhaps we can even see if he is still at the Blue Water Inn. Perhaps he wanted to avoid us, catch us off his trail.
You've never seen him with anyone else.
It's only him, but always so keen and being liked by everyone.
To get them close.
Perhaps to get people to not question his behaviors outside of his public time.
How's no one caught on to this before? How long has he been here?
Give or take about a month.
A month of no one knowing this. No one seeing this cart. No one seeing this monster. How?
The cart, did I see Rictavio arrive with this cart? Like, from my time in the city, have I noticed that the cart has been here the whole time? You know what I mean? Like, is it just one of those things where it's like it just parked there and then it's just been parked there the whole time?
You may have not seen it firsthand, though word around town is someone came in a carnival wagon, and you came to find that that man was Rictavio. You have not seen this cart paraded around in the streets like during the Wolf's Head Jamboree, the Joyful Jamboree, anything like that since you've been here.
Theren. Perhaps, maybe Rictavio has means for this, not for his purposes, but perhaps maybe it's supposed to be for somebody else. Maybe it's supposed to be kept for a moment to be unleashed. And as of yet, it's been an entire month since he hasn't unleashed this creature. So there must be something that they are waiting for. So I would be more inclined to speak violently to Rictavio. If you would indulge that conversation, it would be a merry time indeed.
Well, I think you've got my attention now. Maybe we do hold off for a moment. But just a moment.
Agreed. Perhaps we communicate with Zielle and Tannis.
It sounds like a decent plan, but I know the godly one, she will most likely be out of the idea.
Is she not into killing destructive things that potentially could cause harm to the world?
Yeah, you could put it that way.
Perhaps when she sees these gashes upon my chest, that's a lot of blood, then maybe perhaps she'll change her mind.
Suppose we could try. I will warn you now, she will try to talk you out of it.
Keep a sharp mind, and I appreciate it.
As you guys depart, we're going to jump back to the tavern.
Where I'm screaming.
Where's Zielle and Tannis sit in their table. What are you guys doing back at the tavern?
Tannis is polishing off probably the last drink of the night. This night has gone terribly from Tannis's point of view. A lot of speculation. It's been proven wrong at every turn. Almost got into a fight. He just feels very much like an idiot and a little bit overly intoxicated. So he's going to finish off the last of this wine and sort of slide the cup. And I don't think there's been much conversation. I think it's pretty much just been sort of a silent sitting at the table, like when the two people that made the cohesive conversation work go to the bathroom at the same time. It's that vibe. So you're sitting there with the other person. I think he's going to furrow his brows, glance at Zielle, search her eyes for a minute. Without a word, push himself back from the table, stand up, adjust the red cloak that he's still wearing, which is hers. Turn to head upstairs at least to his bed. But before he does, I think he's going to turn back, search the ground for a minute before looking back and finding her eyes and saying, "Can I ask you a question?"
Of course.
I mean, just don't, like, read into it, okay? It's just a question. Why is it so easy for you to make friends?
What is, like, the body language? Like, what is his demeanor? Is it, like, more, like, confrontational or more, like, defeated? Or something else?
It's very defensive. He looks very tense. His arms are sort of crossed, hugged into his chest a little bit. I think his facial expression, even more deeply furrowed brows than normal. And he's not really super willing to hold eye contact. Keep flicking away to the floor or to the wall or to the table or something.
It's easy.
No, it's not. It's not easy.
I'll show you.
How do you want to show me?
Zielle is going to, slowly enough that you can reject it if you'd like, give you a hug.
Just that moment when you take the first step, there's like a few flickerings that cross his face. Confusion, an immediate start to the words to tell you to stop, which those words never happen. It just looks like they sort of catch somewhere in his throat. His eyes hit the ground. He sort of like looks around really quickly. And then when the hug happens, it's very much like hugging a wooden post. Every muscle is so tense. I think after a second, it sort of softens a little bit. And he doesn't quite hug back, but you do feel that relaxation. Right, okay. So this is how you make friends, right? You go around and hug everyone, and then they're friends with you, and that's how this works. I'm being serious, Zielle.
No. She'll step back from the hug. You just did it. It's not hugging people, but it is that easy. No one can be your friend if you don't let them close enough to hurt you. That's the only way they'll be close enough to know you, or for you to know them. You just did it. Sometimes the gamble doesn't pay out, and it'll hurt, because they'll hurt you, or you'll hurt them. But you'll grow from it, if you're lucky, which you will be. It's a hug that'll change your life forever. You'll grow that way, too. So either way, it's not too bad, right? You can do it. You have friends. You have me. You have Ozzy. You have Gar. I think Theren even kind of likes you. And I don't know if he likes people, like, at all. And I'm sure Alizzato will like you.
Theren, does he like me or does Theren hate me? I feel like I've gotten both vibes.
No, I think that's just how he expresses affection.
Well, because sometimes I'm like, oh, we've really gotten close. You know, we had like a whole blood bond for a moment. And then it turned into, But then after that, I felt like Theren was like very much like, and that's fair. If I saw someone turn into that, and that's another question, I think.
Look at how easy it was. You let me close enough. You opened up. It was that easy. I don't know about Theren. I have yet to give him the hug lesson. I do think he needs it, but I don't know if we're there yet. It does involve a certain amount of trust. But one day, I plan on it. Regardless, you don't have to let anyone close to you if you don't want to, but if you do, it's up to you. You can choose whenever you feel comfortable with it, or whenever you want to. Irina really likes you, right?
Didn't she stab me with a sword?
I mean, I like you, and I would stab you sometimes.
That will get a chuckle. Yeah, right, I'm sure that you would. He looks at you, I think, with a very rare, earnest, genuine look. And then I think as you catch it, it sort of flickers for a minute and falters. His body tenses back up. adjusts his posture. Right, yeah, okay. Be more accepting of hugs is kind of the lesson that we're going with.
Kind of.
A sentence catches in his throat, mouth open, about to start, as the words go nowhere. Clamps his jaw, nods once, turns back to you. I'm gonna go to sleep. If something changes, you know where to find me. Adjust this red cloak to preserve as much dignity as there is when you're wearing somebody else's shirt and you're also being very defensive towards them. He is going to turn and walk up the stairs to whatever the room was that they rented earlier.
You guys got 4 separate rooms. Tannis, you have a room to yourself. As you open the door that Danica pointed you towards, it's nothing extravagant. Single bed, a small nightstand, single rocking chair in the corner. And Zielle, the 2 boys, waltz back into the tavern.
Well, wait, what happened? As she sees the blood.
It's not what you think.
No,
Theren.
He's fine. Look at him. He looks great.
I'm great.
He's drunk out of his mind.
Yes.
Yeah, he had a tumble.
Yes.
He fell down the stairs.
Into a sword?
Into claws.
Claws from a statue down the stairs.
Welcome to Vallaki.
She's just staring at you, waiting for you to continue. Both of you.
Zielle, where's the other one?
Tannis, he went to bed.
Okay, well, are you keen on...
No, I doubt it.
I told you.
Was it Theron's idea?
No, I didn't even formulate the sentence fully, but...
Sorry, you're right, go on.
How keen are you on this inn? Do you like it?
What are you... Yes, it's a perfectly fine inn and I don't have another one to stay at currently.
Well then, now you know in the future, don't assume what I am going to say. So, I'm good, I've just scratched myself and got into some damage, but you stay here and enjoy your drink. And I go up to Danica. Hey Danica, where the fuck is Rictavio?
Why the hostility? He went up to bed.
Oh, I'm so excited to see him. I'm boiling with excitement to see him.
You're concerning me, Ollie.
I concern everyone. Can you just guide me to his room? He left something outside and I need to return it to him. You know, he gets about his keepings and his lores and the parchments that he gives to the children about the tales and the fucking things.
Now, Ollie, would you like me inviting strangers up to your room tonight?
Yes, I would love it. I would absolutely love it if you invited
I
strangers.
know you're
to my room.
lying, Ollie. You know I can't do that. Client privacy.
Look, all right, let me try this again.
Hello, Ollie. What can I get for you?
Where the fuck is Rictavio?
Why the hostility, Ollie?
When he says that, one little wisp is going to come from my sword, and it's just going to fly like through the ceiling, come behind her, then go under her nose, and it's going to go inside of her head. And I'm casting Charm Person on her.
I could see him casting a spell, though.
Yeah, you would see the little purple wisp come out of the sword.
Yeah, I would.
That is a 5. This only works on you, Theren. This is Charm Person for you.
All right, Danica, look, can I
I
get
can't give out room numbers. I can't give personal information. If he said he went to bed, just let him sleep.
Then I will let him sleep.
It's like 2 a.m., Ollie. It can wait a couple hours.
Ali, you will feel a hand fall on your shoulder as I come over and wrap my arm begrudgingly around you. Ah, has she helped us find our friend, or is she holding back?
Perhaps maybe at a later time it might be more fruitful. Danica's quite busy tonight as she has to uphold certain policies of the inn, which I understand.
Oh, well, Danica, if you're that busy, I guess you might as well want us out of your hair, right? If you just want to let us know where he is, that would be just delightful. We're pretty short on time. We would love to be out of here for you and let you finish your amazing, beautiful work you've been doing all night.
Let's do persuasion with advantage.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. How's a 22 sound, baby?
Oh.
If y'all are in such a hurry, upstairs, last room on the left. Just know you better knock because he's got the only key.
Tap of metal on the table as I just slide 1 gold to her. I appreciate you. Thank you.
She looks down at the bar, slides it across, and just through her eyebrows, looks up at you and slides it in her pocket.
Well, Ali, I think we should take our leave. Danica?
Danica.
Good night, y'all.
A little bow, and I'll walk away.
And I kind of follow him. And then I'll come up behind and I go, hey, fucking immaculate, if I do say so myself.
Right. Where was the room?
Last room. But he has the only key. It won't matter. We'll break the door down.
Perfect.
Do you want to wake up Tannis, or is Zielle going to be upset about this? Is Zielle? Where's Zielle, I guess, now?
She's standing next to you.
Yeah, the camera cuts it.
That's such a good shot.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm good. I'll stay here. I'm gonna hang out with Danica. I'm gonna grab another drink. Thanks.
You don't want to break down the door with us?
No, I don't.
But what if lives depended on it?
Like many.
You haven't told me anything, and given the track record, I'm not sure I believe that more people won't be hurt by whatever you're doing.
Okay, well, all right, Zielle. There is a...
Easy. Sorry.
Oh, and now it's a secret. Yeah, that's definitely a good sign.
Okay.
I'm just having him give it to you lightly.
There is something outside that did some serious damage to me.
What did you do to it?
Nothing, actually. I was just trying to...
It got out of its cage?
Nope, no. Okay.
Okay, so you were in its cage.
I was in its cage. We didn't kill it. We're here.
But we're going to.
Why would you kill it?
Because it's bad and a danger.
What? How?
Okay, you pose a great question. However, we don't know. We need to go speak with Rictavio, and if Rictavio can give us the answers, then we won't kill Rictavio and the thing in the cage. Then if Rictavio gives us an answer on what the thing is, then we may just kill the thing.
We will just kill it.
Because the thing could potentially kill many people.
So could I.
Right, but the thing is that this cart has been outside of the city for about a month, and the thing is that I have this feeling, this little nugget of a feeling that perhaps this creature is meant for something else. And if Rictavio is keeping it locked up and the creature hasn't escaped already, then perhaps we're waiting for a trigger. And I can't wait for that trigger to happen. I can't let people die in this city. Do you understand? I can't let anybody die, period. And you guys are also new here, so I would also prefer if nobody died at the hands of this creature, which look...
Oh, so they're gonna die at your hands instead?
No, I'm not killing anybody.
Okay, yours or your party members. Looks at Theren. That's the first time I ever saw him laugh. There was nothing else. You just went, we knew there was something in there already. You guys were supposed to go and do reconnaissance, and you just tried to fight the thing, and now you want to fight its owner? Like, there was nothing else?
We didn't try to fight it. It fought him. Did you see his chest? I lied. It wasn't stairs. It wasn't a statue. It was claws. Are you happy?
Like a saber-toothed tiger with an armor that was made for it.
Like a wild animal.
Yes.
A wild animal bred for a purpose.
And you went in its cage.
I slipped inside the cage.
There was blood all over the cage.
He's been delivering it raw meat.
It was on the outside of the cage.
Yeah, but Zielle, if that thing caused as much damage as it did to me, and I was just in the area, I don't want to find out what happens when we open the door, and then that thing is loose and potentially hurts others. Which is why, look, again, Theren is a very energetic individual that I happen to really kind of align with right now in regards to this intensity.
Let me ask something. Do you boys know what subtlety means?
Never heard of it.
I don't think I know the meaning.
Have you ever heard of shooting fish in a barrel?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
No. Why would you shoot them in a barrel? What's the point?
You're not gonna miss.
We have plans with Rictavio tomorrow that are supposed to lead us to help defeat the devil himself. And you want to go start a fight with him when there is something way bigger at stake.
We just want more information before we send a message, if you catch my drift.
Do you know who's more likely to give information? People who like you, not people who don't like you.
Who knows, maybe he wants to be rid of this monster, then he'll love us. He won't just like us.
But he won't tell you that if he doesn't like you.
We're doing him a favor in the end.
You don't know that.
That's what we're about to find out. And I'll start walking up the stairs.
You can find out tomorrow morning. Nobody likes anyone who wakes them up at 2 in the morning.
But perhaps, Zielle, if you speak to Rictavio at 2 in the morning, you seem to have an act for a friendly conversation. We would be trailing behind. We can wake up Tannis, and all 4 of us can head. You can engage in the conversation, and me and Theren and Tannis would all hang out in the back. And if you feel that you trust Rictavio, and if you feel that Rictavio is a trustworthy individual that is housing a very terrible creature outside of the city, then we will go based on your instinct. If you don't feel that way, then we will kill Rictavio, and then we'll go kill that creature.
If he's still alive, I'll talk to him in the morning.
Are you joining or no?
Alizzato very much does 2 very forms of like showcasing a power move. I just look back at Zielle and I look back at Theren and I go, this is.
Hey, Danica, will you pass me the bottle?
This is good. I'll go to Theren and I'll kind of stop him on the way and I'll go, wait.
What?
Where's Tannis?
Passed out. Pissed drunk.
All right.
You know what you want to see? And I'll bring him to his room and just crack the door open a little bit.
Tannis, would you have locked your door? You each have an individual key for your room.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. I would have locked my door. This is Tannis we're talking about.
Aw.
I've never once went into any room ever without making sure that there was only one way in.
As you go to creak the door, you place a hand and you notice some resistance.
And I just slam on the top of it like a knock.
I think here...
Tannis, hold on.
Oh.
Have you shut your eyes in bed?
Yes. This is insane.
If you have laid down and placed your head on the pillow, you are out cold. You do not hear the slam on the door.
Oh.
Tannis is dead.
Here it comes. Here it comes. There's shit coming. Tannis, you want to kill some shit?
Tannis, normally that would shoot you out of bed. This is your job. To be on your toes, to be aware, to be perceptive of your surroundings at all times. But tonight's different. As you lay your head down on the pillow, your eyes slowly getting heavy as you're just trying to stare at one spot on the ceiling, get your mind right after everything that's occurred today. One blink, and it's like your eyes are cemented shut. You don't know if it's just the mix of the warm wine and the fresh pie sitting in your stomach that has you all warm and cozy as you're tucked into your blankets. But as your eyes close, you begin to dream. And you don't recall dreaming at all since you've been here. Past 2 or 3 nights you've spent in Barovia have never felt like this. You fall asleep near instantly with wave after wave of emotion washing over you. However, they're all pleasant, Tannis. Your heart feels full as you begin to dream in colors that you never thought imaginable. You feel safe, you feel warm, and loved. One specific night, Tannis, plays back to you among these dreams. Over and over again on repeat, though halts before, you know. Almost as if you're lucid dreaming, you feel everything. You see everything and you experience everything. Tannis, will you please describe that night?
That night is fever dream of sensation. A night that started by happenstance. A night that started in a tavern that was not the usual hangout, not the right spot. It was Tannis following Zielle, who did not have her usual entourage and didn't want to go out by herself, and asked a broody Tannis from his chair if he would accompany her to this tavern called the Vanguard. And he did. There was a lot But most importantly that night was the first time Tannis realized that someone saw him and liked him. And he opened up and felt safe. And Zielle had laughs, they had drinks, and one thing led to another. They kissed, they went back to a room, and the first person outside of the Blake crime syndicate to have ever seen the reality of Tannis's transformation was Zielle. To see what was left of this arm, to see the scar of a sword, the crisscross of scars from a million small fights. It was intimate. It was special.
Tannis, as this night, this dream is replaying in your mind over and over again, it has a set loop point. You feel the sun creaking through the blinds in the tavern room, right into your eyes as you begin to squint open, as you hear the birds cawing in the morning, singing tunes across Avrosa, and the shutting of a door. When that door shuts, the night replays. As we move back to the rest of you. You all begin to bang on Tannis's door. Nothing. Theren, from down below, there will be absolutely no killing in my tavern. Do you understand? I don't care if it's words, I don't care if it's threats. Put your sword down and get to your room, or I'll have the guards in here swifter than you can imagine. Danica from down beneath the balcony, as this is an open tavern. The second floor is visible and audible. You have no warning. Ollie, get your friends in a room now, or I get the guard. Or better yet, Erwin. Take your pick.
No, Danica. Danica, it's just a drink. We got excited. We will head to the room. It's this one, right? Right here. Theren, come with me. Zielle, if you would like to join us upstairs, we will be in the room. And I'll take one as well. Thank you, Danica. Much appreciated. We didn't mean any confrontation of the sorts. We're just speaking from the drink. That is all.
No noise can be heard from Danica as she begins to stare daggers across the tavern at Zielle, waiting for you to make your move.
I was just gonna finish my drink. Is that alright? Don't make me leave with these men right now. I can't bear it.
You've been quiet. You've kept your peace. Finish your drink, please.
I'll catch up later. You guys should go to bed.
Perfect. Well, then, to an empty tavern. To all, a good night. And Danica, to you, my sincerest apologies. As we all know, I am a creature of the drink. Apologies again, Danica.
You're never drinking in my tavern again, Ollie.
Don't intend to, darling. Don't intend to. I'll go into a room with Theren. Okay, that was not as polished as I would have wanted.
What just happened?
Well, we were just exposed. Question, DM, have I ever noticed, is the behavior that Danica had, is that a behavior that I've seen her showcase before, especially because we're at her inn? Or could I potentially make an insight check into her demeanor when yelling at us?
That would be about on par for Danica as well as Erwin. The Blue Water Inn is the only tavern in Vallaki, so if they were to be shut down, that spells chaos for the town itself. They uphold this town, they do their best to keep people safe in the Blue Water Inn when they seek refuge, and it's just a place that they try to help the community through. They don't play games, but neither does Vallaki.
Well, I think we're getting a little too excited, and I think, unfortunately, Theren, I might have showcased my hand in that excitement to you a bit more than I needed to, and I think we must play a very discreet game moving forward. The word that comes to mind uniquely from my own mind is subtlety.
Yes, I know that all too well.
If we move forward with that, then we can possibly establish a better point of advantage. However, if you would like, I am able to go quite small and enter Rictavio's chambers.
As you said, I think subtlety is key right now. At this moment, with the attention we have, I don't know if it's worth going that far. We've already brought too many eyes on us after that little incident.
All right, well, then you get some rest. I will meet you in the morning. I begin to make my way down. I stop by Danica. No more drinking. No more funny business. I give her 10 silver. It's just you know how things are around here. I apologize for any disturbance. I turn around to Zielle. I will meet you in the morning.
Thank you for going with Theren.
I hope you enjoy Vallaki. Have yourself a good night.
All right, be safe. Suni will watch your journey home.
And as I head out, just see one of my leaves comes out, and it just does that simple falling to the ground. And as it lands, it just singes and burns around until it just becomes like a pile of ash.
As Alizzato exits the tavern, he makes his way through the streets, dead as ever, back to his home.
Theron's going to stand at his door for a little while, just keeping his ear close to it, just listening to see if anybody walks near it or walks by going to any rooms around.
You hear Zielle come up the stairs in her high-heeled boots, very hard to miss. And then you hear 2 other sets of footsteps come up the stairs after a lull comes over the tavern.
Giving it a moment, just waiting to hear if any other footsteps become apparent anytime after a few moments. As long as nothing happens, I'm going to walk over to the bed, and as I do, I will take Baron off my back, stab him in the middle of the floor, go and take a seat on the side of the bed, and just undo my hair, rough it a little bit, and just take a moment to take things in. Then I'll look up at the sword. What happened to you? As Baron manifests and walks out from the sword.
It's been a lot since Vallaki. It's been a lot since Barovia. So much has happened since you all left Avrosa. The emotions are everywhere, so it's hard to even sit still. As you run your fingers through your hair, you almost clench on. The stress is just overwhelming with everything that's going on. Your to-do list, hollowed ground being non-existent, the ever-looming presence of Strahd, and now a saber-toothed tiger that seems to be locked in a cage. But as Baron emerges, he looks down at his sleeve that hangs, no substance in between. But then he looks back up to you, and he rests a hand on your knee. And though Baron can't speak, he does meet your eyes. And it's just that first sense of peace that you've felt today. It's not that he's accepted what's happened. It's that he knows you're going to fix it.
Don't you leave me. Not again.
He shakes his head and dissipates into the mist as it flows back down to the blade of the sword.
I will grab a chair that's in the corner of the room and bring it to the window, grab Baron, and take my usual spot watching out the window.
With all of you in your respective positions, some of you sleep much better than others, but sleep is very welcomed right now. You may all take a long rest. As Tannis, you awaken from such pure bliss to that same beam of light cracking through the curtains, meeting your eyes. Upon opening them and seeing your surroundings, realizing that you're alone again, realizing that you're still stuck in Barovia, that it was all just a dream, makes you feel hollow, like a swift punch to the gut. Like you let all of the air out of your lungs, but you cannot take another fresh breath. As morning awaits all of you.
I would have definitely have been back at the Blue Water Inn, but I'm outside. And I'm just kind of like circling the buildings around. I haven't gone in.
If Tannis wakes up with that feeling, that same crack of light hits, there's a moment of realization for Tannis. That is understanding where the dream cut, where it stopped, and remembering what followed in reality, and linking that feeling with the feeling that he has now. The door closing was, in a metaphorical sense, the door closing on maybe one of the last times that he'd ever been open and vulnerable, because he realized what the stakes were. That the door closing was the first person he'd opened up to saying, "You're not good enough. You don't make the cut." And realizing that for him, in this new state, new body, with new challenges, all of it's the same. That the people that are around him because he is a useful instrument, or because they have to be. That if they could have chosen a different tool, they would have. Or if there was a more effective tool, they would have chosen that. And so I think that the feeling that fills Tannis as he wakes up is the feeling that he had when he was dedicated solely to his purpose when he worked for the Blake family. He is a tool, that he has a purpose, and he is good at it. And so I think the first thing that he does is he goes to his bag, the bag that has survived all of the transformation and the trip and the things that have happened, bypassing the book, goes straight for this emotionless metal mask that he had. And I think he just stares at it for a moment, clutches it, recenters himself with that emotion, puts it back in his bag, realizing that at the moment, not useful, but that the purpose that it has, that the reason he has it, that is useful. Sticks it back in his bag, clutches the weird mixture of metal and flesh that is his right hand, and remembers that he was built to do something specific. And then he's gonna head downstairs. A blank slate.
Theren, taking post right at the table that you occupied for quite a while last night. We had some deep talks and some good times. As you kicked your feet up, you see Tannis start wandering down the stairs. And Zielle, how long before you get up?
When are we supposed to meet Rictavia? Is it like a morning thing or like a...
You guys never set a time.
Well, I'll come out eventually.
I think I would approach Danica and say, "Do you have any cigarettes, by chance?"
None here, but the general store will do you well.
And the general store is?
Down the street, take a left.
Oh, great. Perfect. Straight out the front door, I think almost bumping into Alizzato at some point.
Alizzato, on your roundabout, you see Tannis, and Tannis alone, waltzing out of the door to the Blue Water Inn. Almost colliding with you with the door.
Tannis! Morning.
Morning. Sleep well? Who cares? General store. Down. Left. Yeah?
4.
Do you have cigarettes?
Oh no, not good for you.
Great. I'm sure Theren is inside. You guys can talk about whatever you guys talk about. And then he's going to, in that same bright red cloak, head to the general store and see what he can do for some cigarettes.
I'll sort of clock that, and I'll keep an eye on him as he keeps walking to the general store. But I'll just sort of keep my eye on him as he keeps walking. I won't say much. I'll say, yeah, if you'll allow me, DM, with a passive insight of 14, I'd like to sort of pick up on that demeanor.
The gloom that has taken over him does not seem like the lively individual that you met last night, that you drank with, that you laughed with, that you saved from a fight. Tannis is out there, whether he wants to hide it or not. When Tannis gets a couple drinks, at least from last night, you know him to be pretty outgoing. Maybe not friendly, but there's a personality there. And what you saw this morning was almost a husk. Whether that's the alcohol leaving his system or something else is up for you to perceive.
Peek my head into the Blue Water Inn. catch where Theren is. What's up with him?
Just another day. What's up with you?
Just another day. The Zielle, where is she? Is she praying somewhere?
Could be praying, could be putting on another set of clothes, maybe another one after that.
All right. Well, I don't know where to split my focus, but I think it'd be wise to wait for Tannis to return, regardless of how he may be feeling this morning. But I do want to express something to you, Theren. Wow. I don't have anybody that I can sort of speak to. My behavior is reckless, but of my own making. I will sometimes jump at the opportunity of excitement. And I think you presented that, but I think it betrayed something within me. I don't know you all. When I see fresh faces and fresh, lively aspirations, regardless of what they may truly be deep inside, I think I have the tendency to cling to that. So, I'm sorry if I overstepped my boundaries last night and perhaps could have gotten us into more trouble than you're even aware we could have gone into.
Theren will take it in for a second, kind of look to the side and really think about it. And then he'll just sit back in his chair and kick his feet up onto the table and throw his arms behind his head. You are who you are. Just deal with it. Don't apologize.
But what if you don't know who you are? I'll keep an eye out, lean back again to see if I can see Tannis exiting. I'm doing a thing where like a worried parent almost. Peek out to see where Tannis is, but I come back inside to look at Theren in a very awkward way again, and I'll look up the stairs to see if I can see Zielle.
Tannis, I will ask you, are you just in, out?
Tannis wants to buy two things. Cigarettes, but I also think a change of clothes. Would they have, like, a cloak of some kind?
Yes. Here they do sell common clothes, fine clothes, cold weather clothes. I'm assuming a cloak could be found among the lot. It depends how nice you're looking for.
Nothing nice. Very earth-toned clothes covered with, like, probably a black cloak. And then he's got that red cloak sort of wrapped up. Did they have potentially a glove of some kind? If they've got cold weather, I'm sure they've got some sort of glove.
100%. You would be able to just grab a set of gloves, grab some commoner's clothes, nothing too extravagant right now. All you're looking for is a quick change. And how many cigarettes would you like? They come in 10s and 20s for 1 copper per.
20s for sure. I think he'd probably buy 3 sets of 20. So he's coming back, different set of clothes. He's got the cigarette lit. It's like hung on his lip. And there's definitely that like sort of cocky arrogance that he had, the sort of like c'est la vie sort of vibe that's like, if they don't like that I've got a cigarette in the bar, they can kick me out.
That will be 6 silver total. Be sure to just mark that off.
Sweet.
Just for your full set of clothes, your gloves, a nice little cloak, and 3 packs of 20s. As Alizzato, you do see Tannis when you make your final peek outside, walking out of the Dusklight supply shop, heading back down towards the Blue Water Inn, lighting his cigarette, whole new getup, and that red cloak tucked firmly underneath his arm.
I'll make a note of it. I look at the cigarette, and I just sort of like step out from the frame of the door and let him enter.
I think I'm polite enough to not blow the smoke in your face as I pass through the doorway. And I'm going to walk straight up to the table. I'm going to sort of pass the cloak across the table, whether Zielle's there. Because Zielle's still asleep at this point, correct?
I wouldn't say asleep, but you can't see her.
Not currently at the table. So I'll set the red cloak at a different seat, scoot my wooden seat back, prop my boots up on the table. I'm just going to smoke.
Okay, fine. I'll get up. She's in her room doing her thing. She does say a little morning prayer in her mirror to Suni and to make sure her hair and her makeup looks nice. I will skip down the stairs once I have all my things together. I will go order a tea from Danica for morning caffeine. Skip on over to the lads. in order to catch him unawares, I will come up behind Theren and give him a little hug.
I am sitting back in the chair with my feet up on the table and my arms behind my head.
That's fine. She's just gonna do like a hug over like the back of the chair. She won't like drag it out or over. She'll just like give you a little squeeze. Good morning, and then skip over to Ollie, give him a hug.
While you're doing that hug, you just feel on your forehead pressure, and then when you look up, you could see that one of the purple tendrils from the sword is just coming. Mage Hand is just pushing your forehead away.
Me just leaning back, hugging. Yep, okay, alright, baby steps. Then I'll go give Ollie a hug in a normal way. Good morning, Alizzato.
Oh, good morning, Zielle.
Welcome to my hell, Ollie.
This is a very welcome hell.
Is Tannis even in a place that's like accessible, or is he like back in the corner brooding?
You are fully tucked in the corner.
Great.
You are at the round table that meets that 90 degrees, so...
Then you know where Tannis is at. Like a cat, he has found the corner, and he is very happy. If it fits, he sits.
Then she'll give you finger guns and say, Tannis, I owe you one. Good morning.
He's just going to sort of look at you, deep drag from the cigarette, blow it out.
Oh, you got cigarettes.
Yeah, they've got them at the general store. If you're interested, you could, unless you want one.
No, they're bad for you.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing.
Has anyone seen Rick Tavio yet?
He has not graced us with his presence this morning, no.
Rick Tavio's still alive, right? Nothing happened after I went to my room.
Tannis's face turns quizzical, and he looks around.
Oh my god, Tannis, these two right here went on quite the expedition last night.
I look at Zielle and I go, yes, Zielle, the drink got the best of us.
He doesn't even drink.
I look straight at Theren, because I know for a fact Alizzato is very good with his words, and I know one person at the table who is not. So I take a drag and I look at Theren. Theren, what happened last night?
Found a monster, tried to kill it, wasn't allowed to kill it. Tried to find the guy that owns the monster, wasn't allowed to find the guy that owns the monster. Went to bed.
Why didn't you get me?
We tried. You were passed out. I even asked if you wanted to go kill some shit, and you didn't wake up.
Banged on the door.
That's the first moment I think that Tannis is putting together the level to which he was asleep, because that shouldn't be possible.
Seems like the drink got the best of you last night, huh?
Yeah, I don't think it was the drink, mate, but thank you.
Tannis,
Yeah.
con save, please.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh my god.
Oh, that is a 22, baby.
Tannis, as you're leaned back in your chair, talking about everything that went on yesterday, your stomach starts to grumble a little bit. Man, I could go for some pie.
I could go for some pie. No, that's fine.
Pie for breakfast?
Zielle, thank you so much for chiming in. So you didn't kill anyone,
Yet.
and there's a monster.
Not for long.
Why are you trying to kill a monster?
I don't like it.
Monster's a looster.
Freak.
Freak!
Yeah? Theren, you're going to see a moment where Tannis's gaze changes. When you say the word freak, his gaze turns straight ice. What do you mean, freak?
Oh, you want to see it?
I want you to tell me what you mean by freak. Theren,
It's a monster. What else is there to it?
what's a monster to you?
As this is happening, just as a note, I will take a chair and I will drag it and I will sit in it in between Theren and Tannis. Not directly in their eye line, but just a little bit off to the side, eyeing both of them.
Ollie, would you like to indulge?
I asked you, Theren.
He was there with me.
I flick the cigarette at Ollie without making eye contact. Birdman can talk to me later. I'm talking to you.
I gust the cigarette in the air and out the door. And then I just look at Tannis. And Tannis, you just see this almost mud-like black soot that's like running down my eyes, where the red eye and the green eye have this sort of like light to them that like a camera then both go red and looks to you. There's some creature outside the city. Sharp claws, very inviting smile, and a well-fitted and adorned armor. And it's been laying dormant for over a month. And I'm interested to see if this creature, or as Theren puts it, a form of monster, could potentially pose a threat to this city. Now, Zielle was very kind in her approach and reminding us that we don't understand anything. And that is where I will tell you the following. I apologize for encouraging your drinking last night. Whether you want to hear it or not, I will no longer be doing that. My eye shifts back to green. So we are interested to know if this creature outside the city is a danger to the people of Vallaki. And the only person that may have the answers is Rictavio.
The icy glare that was locked with Theren shifts in an instant, kind of furrow his brow as he looks to you. You notice his body shift to stare at you straight on. Not just his head, shoulders square as he sort of shifts in his chair. It's a good idea. I think it's smart. I just want to know what qualifies as a dangerous creature, so that if I know, I can know whether or not I need to be watching my back. I glance back to Theren. Just wanted to know whether I qualified as a monster or not, that's all. What do you think, Theren? Am I a monster to you?
Sit back. Little bit bigger smirk. No words.
Breaking the tension, you hear a door from the second floor balcony, and the jingle of boots exit Rictavio's room as he leans against the balcony. Friends, good morning. And for today, that's a wrap.
Wait, I have to give him a good morning hug.
Thank you all so much for listening. I cannot thank you all enough for being here with us for Nocturne. This has been so much fun. Oh, the party's getting along, aren't they?
Oh my
Well,
god.
I like playing an asshole. It's fun.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Isn't it?
We will see what the morning brings for our group of individuals. The to-do list is long, and there's only so many places you can go in one day. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Nice drinking.
Yeah, fucking same. Mate, here you go.
Yeah, right there with you right now.
I think we're going for the whole bottle tonight. I think that's what I'm gonna need.
Do I have time to get a refill while you guys...
Yeah, they're about to be murdered by a tiger, so yeah, I think you got a minute.
I'll be right back. Don't die before I get back.